Jill Duggar called her dad Jim Bob verbally abusive and toxic as she admitted she is prone to tears in explosive court testimony. An Arkansas police report was released to the public in 2015, claiming dad Jim Bob, 56, confessed to local authorities that his eldest son Josh, 34, accost 5 young girls while they were asleep in the Duggar family home years prior. Josh's younger sisters Jill, 30, and Jessa, 29, came forward as 2 of the 5 alleged victims. In May 2017, Jill and Jessa, along with younger sisters Jinger and Joanna, who never came forward as victims, sued the city of Springdale, police department employees and other defendants for invasion of privacy and more, claiming releasing the records caused extreme mental anguish and emotional
According
distress.
to the court papers,
Jill said during a preliminary psychological opinion by Robert Wynn, "I saw a whole new side to my dad once my husband and I started making decisions that were best for our family, but not in his best interest."
Jill accused her estranged father
Sadly,
of verbal
I
abuse.
realized he had become pretty controlling, fearful and reactionary.
Related to their relationship
He was
with
verbally
parents Jim
abusive.
Bob and Michelle be excluded because
Our
it has no
relationship
relevance
is not
to the
good.
case.
It got
In
pretty
the defendant's
toxic.
response, they claimed
We
their
occasionally
allegation
text
of
on a
emotional
family group
distress
thread,
opens the
but I
door
don't
to
feel
inquiries
comfortable
into their
being
lives,
around him and just
including
hanging
their
out.
relationship with the parents.
It isn't good for my mental health right now. The court papers continued. They were asked to not to come over to the Duggars' house without permission from her father, and that her father did not approve of her having a nose ring, drinking alcohol, or wearing pants. Sisters also requested to exclude statements on whether they have forgiven their brother Josh and why they haven't sued him. No real measures were taken by their parents to ensure their safety during the remainder of their adolescence. The court papers also include exhibits mentioned in the response, including the preliminary psychological opinion on Jill. In the documents, Jill revealed her counselor noted she suffered from re-victimization and trauma following the release of the records. Jill, who is pregnant with her 3rd child, continues weekly sessions with her husband. The opinion read of her current symptoms following the release of the records. On a regular basis, she feels emotionally overwhelmed and prone to tears. She actively strives to manage emotions, distract herself and not think about the ubiquitous triggers. She tries to bury it. The former Counting On star described her childhood as harmonious, happy and stimulating. She was close with her 18 siblings and had loving parents. The Duggars then experienced a family-wide crisis that included Josh being interviewed by police and being sent to residential treatment, and Jill disclosing the abuse to authorities. The release of the records in 2015 resulted in devastating consequences. As she said, "All hell broke loose." Jill said, "The trauma is hitting me again, harder than expected, and I anticipate being dragged through the mud again just in an effort to get justice." Jill also elaborated on her relationship with her parents, as she longs to have a relationship with her father again. She said, "My husband and I have had to create some pretty strict boundaries right now to protect our sanity. We pretty much only see him right now at weddings and funerals. I think sometimes he wishes we would just get over it and go back to how things used to be, doing things his way." Continued that she wouldn't want to try to talk their issues out in a smaller setting, as there are too many triggers. For her mom Michelle, she explained she is hurting and wishes her husband Jim Bob would shut his mouth sometimes. While she sees her more than Jim Bob, she said it's still triggering and awkward. In her deposition taken on September 1, 2021, she claimed her parents never went to therapy with her. She said the verbal abuse consisted of him looking at her. In Derek's deposition taken on May 25, 2021, he said that while Jill isn't estranged from her 18 siblings, she doesn't see them at all. Jill currently lives just minutes from the family compound. She and her husband have put their Arkansas home on the market, as they are moving for Derek's law job after he passed the bar exam. The couple is expecting their 3rd son to join Israel, 7, and Sam, 4. While the case has been dismissed, the Duggar family's legal hardship is far from over. Josh was found guilty of possessing and receiving CP on December 9 after a nearly 2-week trial. His sentencing has been scheduled for May 25. Jill's husband Derek was in attendance for the trial, while Jill made a brief appearance.